What's up, bakers? Welcome back to the channel. I'm out in Skowhegan, Maine at the 2022 Kneading Conference. This is a 3-day intensive conference with talks, demos, and workshops. We're gonna get a chance to talk to some amazing bakers, see some awesome bread, and talk about local grain. I've been baking for over 15 years, almost 20, and I've made all kinds of mistakes on the way. There's no shortcuts and there are no quick answers, but in this video, we're gonna talk to a number of professional bakers and ask them one thing that they wish they knew when they first started baking. Hopefully, it helps some of you out there in your baking journey. Now let's go and check out the Kneading Conference.
My name is Dan Leader. I'm the founder and owner of Bread Alone. The one thing I wish I knew when I started baking was how much people love bread and how it really connects bread and just the good feelings that it creates. And it's way more than just a good food.
Hi, I'm Richard Robertson. One thing I wish I had known about when I started being involved with grains was just how many there were. It's really pretty phenomenal.
My name is Jessica Shepard. I own the Uproot Pie Company, a mobile wood-fired oven, and we cater around the Mid-Coast. One thing I wish I had known from the beginning would be that everything will be different every day and that there are many ways up the mountain. So dough will be different every day, and just learning how to flow with that, I think, has helped me come a long way.
I'm Andrew Heyn. I own New American Stone Mills and Elmore Mountain Bread in Vermont. One thing that I wish I had known when I started baking was how vast the world of bread baking can be. I never thought that learning to bake a loaf of bread would involve learning to build a wood-fired oven, learning to source grain from local farmers, and learning how to build and operate stone mills to grind all of our flour fresh.
My name is Roxana Jullapat, and I'm a baker based in Los Angeles, California. When I was a young baker, I wish I had known that I could incorporate a lot more whole grains than I knew how. You really can go all the way, and I wish I had known that. Another thing that I wish I had known is that temperature is everything. The temperature of your dough, the temperature of your butter, the temperature of your eggs, the temperature of your dough, the temperature of your starter, the temperature of your bulk fermentation, the temperature of your oven. Temperature is everything.
Hi, I'm Stephanie Swane. I'm the publisher for Modernist Cuisine, and the one thing that I wish I would have known when I first started baking was to use enough flour to make sure that your pans are coated and that it's okay if it's all over you.
I'm Tristan Noyes, Executive Director of the Maine Grain Alliance. And one thing that I wish I knew when I started baking is that, I started baking in earnest when I started to get involved with all these incredible people who were making stone ground whole grain flour. And I was often adapting other recipes for bread from, what I had for cookbooks at the time. And I wish I had known that, understanding that everything is there's ratios you should stick to and whatnot, but sometimes the flour needs a little more water, a splash more, and it's okay. Once you start to get in tune with the dough, it's okay to deviate from, what's written to be able to make delicious and amazing bread. And once I was okay with that, the whole world kind of opened up to me, and I can start adding all kinds of different things into it to make it taste different.
Hello, my name is Sarah Owens. I'm an author and a baker and a horticulturist. I live in Sonoma County, California. One thing I wish I knew when I first started baking was probably to not have to follow the recipe to an absolute T. And I think that when I first started baking, that was key to really gaining some skills. But then once I started looking for things like cues of fermentation, noticing how temperature and time affected my dough, then it became less about the recipe itself and really more about that intuitive reaction to what was happening in the bowl. And I think that's really when I kind of let go of trying to follow instructions to the letter. That's when I started becoming a better baker. It's important to develop that skill, but it's really important to be able to turn on that observation mode and just sort of watch the dough and not the clock.
Hi, my name is David Kaminer, owner of Raleigh Street Bakery in Denver, Colorado. And the one thing I wish I knew about baking when I started is that it's not as hard as I thought it would be. And I need to relax and stay calm. It's gonna be okay.
Hey, I'm Rachel from Rabble Bakery in the Hudson Valley. And if there's one thing I wish I knew before I opened my bakery, it's that the day you open the door, you don't get to bake anymore. You have to deal with all of the hard stuff, the nuts and bolts, the staff, and sometimes I wish I could go back to just being a baker.
I'm Amber Lambke, and I own Maine Grains in Skowhegan, Maine. I think one thing I wish I knew when I started baking is how much fun it is to work with whole grains and a whole variety of grains, including buckwheat and corn and all kinds of different things, barley. So I'm having fun learning.
Hey, Sarah Calkins here. I reside in Providence, Rhode Island. I'm a baker, head manager at Seven Stars Bakery. Something I wish I was better at when I was starting my baking journey would have been to ask more questions.
I'm Eliza Hunter from Ovenbird Baking in Troy, New York. And one thing that I wish I knew when I started baking was honestly about the community of bakers. And I started baking in a kitchen scene, and so I worked very much by myself. And if I had only known that there was this large, welcoming, wonderful community of bakers, I think I would have been more confident to reach out, ask questions, and to then carve my own way a lot sooner.
My name is Beesham Sugrim, known as Beesham the Baker. I am from Sweden, but I am born in the beautiful island of Mauritius. But one thing one need to remember, there's no wrong and no right. So we all need to find our own way. In the end, what we are after to get a good result. It doesn't matter what kind of bread you're baking.
My name is Charbel Abrache. I'm the pastry chef of Seilu. I'm originally from Venezuela, and the thing that I wish I knew before baking is fresh and milled flour is the way.
I'm back in the baking studio, and it's no secret, learning to bake is truly a never-ending journey. I hope you learned something valuable from these amazing bakers. I've already started applying the knowledge from the Kneading Conference like this: polenta, fresh corn, and rosemary sourdough. Let me know in the comments what one thing you wish you knew when you first started baking. Don't forget to subscribe and like this video so that more people can find me and the channel can grow, and I'll see you in the next video.